Deer season 22 continues to roll on. We've had a ton of great hunts so far from Wade and Terry and Mark, and now we're gonna see a hunt from Forrest here coming up. As for Scott and I, we're still at it here in the lease. He's killed a doe over on one of our other leases, so we've had some eventful sits. We've had several opportunities here to see a lot of deer movement, which is new for us. Last year, it would be dark before anything popped out. And this year, we're still seeing that the mature bucks, right at the last light when we don't have camera light mostly, they're starting to come out into our food plots. So that tells me we need to still make some micro adjustments, maybe get back into the bedding a little bit closer to the bedding. We're moving some of our trail cameras, getting better pictures on scrape sites, getting a better idea of what our deer herd looks like, the intel for our shooters. So hopefully soon it's gonna pay off in a big way. In the meantime, we're about to jump into a tree stand with Forrest and Terry, and Forrest has a very special hunt here in Missouri that's about to take place. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by HHA Sports, leading the industry in single pin technology for the past 14 years. Range, dial, shoot.
I'm back! I haven't had a camera in hand since last year, and I killed out, so it's my turn to start filming some of that epic cinematography that you haven't seen in a year. You're gonna start seeing it now again. Get ready, boys. Look at this. Watch this move. Yeah, not much of this went on while I was... There you go. Talk to me.
Well, here we go. Terry killed a giant last night, one of our big shooter deer we call double stickers. So we're gonna try to stay on it. I'm behind the bow tonight. Terry's behind the camera, so you know the footage is gonna be absolutely excellent. And we're going in. DeerCast says good. Wind check is showing good, so got high hopes for tonight. We're going into a spot we haven't hunted it yet this year, and it's kind of MRI mission to see what's in there. We planted it, we seeded some biologic into the beans there, and it was looking okay, so hopefully it looks all right. And there's a couple of shooters in there that if they come out, we're gonna look at them pretty hard. Well, the spot we're going, it's set up for a lefty. Terry's a lefty, so we got all these tree stands set up so he can sit and shoot. Well, for me, I gotta stand up, face the tree, fight my safety harness. It's kind of a pain, so we're gonna carry a muddy stand in there, and I'm gonna hang it on the back side of the tree there. And so we're gonna have two stands on the tree, and I'll be in the one where I can shoot. We're able to sit there and shoot easier. So we're gonna get it in there, try to get in there as quiet as possible, and see what happens tonight. Shot him, and I'm pretty sure I smoked him. I mean, he was 25 yards quartering away. That arrow tucked right behind his shoulder, and he barreled out of here like he was hit hard. I don't think he's gonna be too far. Pretty pumped.
Oh my goodness.
That's really good blood there. There's a lot of air in it. Oh, there he is right there. Heck yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh man, he's big.
Oh, good night. Oh, look at that, Forrest.
All that inside stuff is there. Look at that. That big inside. Man, he's awesome. We've had a heck of a week here in Missouri. Terry's mom, Lucille, came in and she was able to harvest a buck. That's what we put a ton of our effort into this summer, was getting some of those spots set up specifically for her to come in. And then we went 2 nights later and Terry was able to kill one of our big target deer we call double stickers, 182-inch giant. And that was a really, really special evening. And then tonight we went in and Terry's the one-hit wonder behind the camera here in Missouri. My first night to hunt this year, and this big old dog stepped out. He's a deer we know pretty well. We had pictures of him last year, and I think we had one encounter with him, and then this year we had quite a few trail cam pictures of him in velvet there throughout the summer. And then on the field we were hunting tonight, we had quite a few pictures of him. He was one of the deer we went in there and were targeting. We had a really, really incredible night. That bean plot's really, really heavily browsed, and we'd gone in and overseeded it, top dressed it with biologic radishes, winter bulbs, and sugar beets and maximum, and we've had just enough moisture to get that new green growth coming up down there in those soybeans. So those deer were out there nibbling on that and nibbling on some of those beans that were left over. But the scent lock absolutely did its trick tonight. Our wind check on DeerCast was really, really good. It was blowing right down the field, right where it needed to be. And then right at dark, this big old boy came out, and I was able to put a good shot on him with the Matthews, and the Rage did its job. And here we sit. Had some success in Missouri. I think tonight we're gonna celebrate a little bit. This is a pretty special one.
How would you like to win a hunt with Mark and Terry Drury? Maybe even snag a tracker off-road vehicle or a hawk blind complete with a tower? Head to the DeerCast app, click the giveaway button, and enter to win one of the 3 amazing prizes.
You know, before we head out, I always like to shoot 10 to 15 arrows and make sure I still feel good, you know, every day. So it helps me with my kind of muscle memory, the repetition does. It also helps me make sure that my setup is still accurate. And it is. Whether it's a practice tip, a practice broadhead, or a field tip, depends on which target for morel I like shooting at. It's a little easier to pull those practice broadheads out of these foam targets. In my opinion, their foam targets are second to none. I don't mind the low, because at 40, I plan on them dropping a little bit. The one that I just pulled, that's what gets me into trouble when I'm a little too far to the shoulder. So I'm trying to train myself to come back off the shoulder further. It's nice to be able to have that transformer buck and visualize it a little bit more. We came out here last night and had a pretty good sit. We saw 8-10 deer, you know, within the last half hour, and then the last 2 minutes of light, every deer poured out. I swear they got an internal clock out here. So we got a couple deer frequenting this area, short G210, Scout, a new mainframe 10 that's got real long main beams that looks really nice. We haven't seen him in person yet. We've got this 8-pointer that's got great brow tines that he's back here a lot. We have plenty of mature bucks, so I'm hopeful. I think they're gonna move good tonight. So we got a great, and I think it's gonna be just that. All right. We're in. We had to bust that deer off the field to get in, but that was really oddly early movement for out here. So the thing that we've had going for us the last 2 nights is a good wind speed. Tonight it's gonna actually died down a little bit on us, a little lower than what I would like, but we're still getting a great DeerCast. So Scott actually came out here before I could leave work today, and he moved a camera to the back of the ridge here where we keep seeing the mature bucks coming out of right at last light. There's a bunch of scrapes and stuff that he saw back there. He droned the property too, and you could really see just how, you know, we have kind of a turkey foot mowed into the grass back there. We're gonna watch the camera the next couple days, but ultimately I think what I'm gonna do is I'd love to hang a tree stand back there, but my concern is which wind direction to hunt it on, because they literally come from everywhere. And the other problem is in the afternoons, your thermals, as they drop, it's gonna suck our scent right down into where they're coming out of on both sides. So it's a constant evolution. And I think if you hunt at Terry's, if you hunt at Mark's, you see that too. Like, they're constantly changing their setups based on observed movement over time. So I like our setup, I like our spot, but we can still make it better. And ultimately, I think in the meantime, if I can get a blind pushed back there, I can hunt it on several wind directions and feel pretty good about it. Another thing I can do is ride like one of our Rogue Ridge bikes all the way to it, dump it in the grass, and not really worry about it. And then I'm not worried about putting my scent, you know, in and out as I'm walking past the entire field. So we'll see.
Short tag 10.
That's the one I was wanting you to shoot, but well, I think he's 4. Don't you?
He's hard to tell, man. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a big giant belly. His neck's not huge. I mean, that's totally whatever you think about age here. Like, yeah.
I've been wanting to see him.
He's got a booger in a little bit.
That's a deer I've been wanting to see in person, to see his age. I think he's a 4.5-year-old. He's kind of booger and he's right downwind of us. Alright, so we got a buck down here at the end of the field. That's a young deer, 7-pointer that's real spindly, but he's super wide. And then we got a group of does and a couple young bucks here. And then we haven't seen the decent 4.5-year-old. He disappeared. So they're definitely moving early at night, which is a good sign for us. That's what we gotta have happen for us to have any luck. He is super wide. Well, I think our evening is about to be done. But we had a good night, just not seeing the mature bucks yet.
Well, here we go. We finally got a cold front. The DeerCast is great tonight. It's a beautiful sunny day. Got a nice north breeze. We're gonna go in. Terry's behind the camera. I got the bow in hand. Gonna try to shoot a doe or two tonight. And good luck to Mark and Wade. They're down in Texas. So good luck to those guys. Hopefully they kill a big old buck. But we're gonna get after here and try to shoot a doe tonight.
Are you gonna kill her?
She's pretty sure it looked like she ducked a little bit, but it looked like it punched her right through the top of the lungs there. There was blood squirting out as she was running off. Pretty sweet. She was 27 yards. Dialed that HHA to 27, put it right there low hard. She ducked right into it. Went through the lung. She should be down there pretty close. Sweet. Awesome. Wow. There's a couple pretty nice bucks coming down the walking road there. I think the one is what we had the encounter with Terry's mom with, and the other one I'm not sure who he is. Mission has turned into one of the best evenings we've had this year. I mean, it's just been buck after buck coming out onto the field working scrapes. That real big deer, we don't really recognize him. They look like a big 5 or 6 year old. And this is a real nice, pretty 4-year-old. We had a couple other young bucks out here. It's just been a phenomenal evening. Well, went in tonight on a doe mission there, and as you can see, accomplished that mission. Had this big old girl. She came out there pretty early in the evening and offered me a good shot there at 27 yards, put the Matthews to work, and the Rage absolutely put a big old hole in her. She didn't go too far. So we sat there trying to fill a second tag, and unfortunately didn't do that, but had a phenomenal evening. Saw 10 or 11 different bucks, a big 5 or 6 year old, but not 100% sure who he is, but he put on a show, scraping and working all the way down. He worked, I don't know, a dozen different scrapes probably, and then saw a bunch of other bucks. So absolutely phenomenal evening. These cold temperatures had them up on their feet. Even with the moon not being ideal, had a really good evening and accomplished our mission, so can't beat it. Doesn't get any better than this.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by MOTV. For full episodes of 13 and all of our Outdoor Channel content, head over to the MOTV app and view it today.